It's Premier League Match Week 19, and with that, of course, another chance to win $50,000. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Jason Mattis, as always, with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. This contest takes us over to the NBC Sports Predictor app for Premier League Match Week 19, and with that, a chance to win $50,000. They give us 5 matches. If we can correctly predict all 5 matches down to the result and the correct score, they will go ahead and give us that $50,000 prize. If nobody can do it, they'll give away a guaranteed $1,000 prize of people that can get the most points. 10 points if you can get the correct score right, and 4 points if you can get the result right. Last week we did pretty good. There were only 4 matches due to one postponed. One game was postponed due to COVID-related issues. So of the 4 games, I got 3 of the 4 games right and got 1 correct score right. Got that Everton-Wolves correct score right. So did really good last week. Only thing I missed was Arsenal. Arsenal couldn't get the win against Crystal Palace. A little bit unbelievable there. But anyways, let's jump on into it and see how we'll do this week on the 5 games. All right, so the first game this week is Fulham versus Chelsea. Look, Chelsea is going to have the advantage in terms of rest. They'll be on plenty of weeks' rest. Meanwhile, Fulham played midweek against Tottenham. We know Chelsea's the better team, so, they got the extra rest. They got the better players by far. Fulham, though, they did look good in that second half against Tottenham. They ended up getting an equalizer in that game and getting 1 point out of it, but they looked good that second half. And this game is now at Fulham, so I expect them to at least put up another good performance like they did in that second half against Tottenham. So I'll go ahead and say Chelsea win the game, but they'll win the game 2-1. 2-1 win for Chelsea. Chelsea's just not scoring enough goals right now to predict them to have more than 2 goals. Next matchup we got here is Sheffield versus Tottenham. Again, much like that Chelsea versus Fulham where we had a better team, we've got a much better team again here in this one. It's definitely Tottenham over Sheffield. Look, Sheffield got their first goal in 4 games last time out. They did get the win, a much needed win by Sheffield, but they really need goals. I mean, they definitely need some points, but they're not going to get points if they don't get goals. Jose Mourinho is always a tough side to score up against. I know they gave up a goal, midweek against Fulham, but I don't expect Sheffield to have as long as a good spell as Fulham. Fulham put up a good fight most of that second half. Sheffield's just not going to be able to do that against Tottenham, so I don't think they'll be able to punish Tottenham at all. Meanwhile, they're going to score goals. Kane and Son have been absolutely on fire. Go ahead and give me Tottenham a 3-0 win. Next one we got here is Liverpool versus Manchester United. You guys know this is a tough game for me, being a United fan. Tough game to predict, tough game to watch. We definitely got title contenders going on at it here at Anfield. Going to be a really fascinating matchup. I think this one's a toss-up. Most of the time when you get top clubs like this, it can be a toss-up. You could make a case for Liverpool winning. You could make a case for Tottenham winning, but then you could also make a case, for each team splitting the points and getting, sharing the points and getting 1 point. But I think Manchester United gives up just enough chances on that back end. I think Liverpool obviously has the firepower where they'll be able to take advantage. They'll be at home. They won't be in front of their crowd, but they'll be at home. I've got Liverpool winning this game, and they'll win it 3-1. And that is extremely painful for Manchester United itself and for me to say that. That's painful, but I do think Liverpool will go ahead and get that win 3-1. Next matchup we got here is Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. Look, City's going to absolutely dominate this game. They dominate almost every game against a lower club team, and that's exactly what you got here in Crystal Palace. I thought City in midweek against Brighton actually let Brighton get a lot of the ball and be able to impose a little bit of their will up against City. That was a little bit surprising. I'm not expecting that from Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace just isn't, a good enough team. I mean, not that Brighton's like a whole lot better than Palace, but I think Brighton works harder. They're tougher. They're a scrappier team, where Palace just isn't really any of that. Palace is going to have to score on one of, let's say, 5 chances. They're not going to get many chances of the goal. They're going to have to be clinical of like 1 out of 5 chances. I don't think Palace is going to be clinical at all. Go ahead and give me a City 3-0 win. And then the last matchup here is Arsenal versus Newcastle here. Look, 2 bad clubs. 2 just really bad clubs. Newcastle slipped down in the relegation battle. Arsenal, they've been struggling. They had a little turn in form, but now they've gone back to struggling. They're just not scoring enough goals. That's the common theme with both of these clubs, just not scoring enough goals. I don't think there's a lot that separates these 2 clubs, at least at the moment. At the current moment, there's not a lot of separation. Just a bad Newcastle team, an Arsenal team that's not playing all that well. Goals will come, though, but it will end in a draw. I see this one ending 1-1 is how I see it unfolding. Just Newcastle needs a point really bad. They can stop the bleeding here by at least scraping out a draw, and that's what I see Steve Bruce's men doing. All right, that's how I'm going to round out my chance to win $50,000 in Premier League Match Week 19 on the NBC Sports Predictor app. Go ahead and like this video if I've been of help to you. And as always, good luck, and I'll see you on the next contest.
Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.